What is up, everybody? No fret, we are back. Welcome, Unsanctioned MMA, back at you. Over the weekend, we had the UFC on ESPN event, with our main event being Kelvin Gastelum versus Jared Cannonier. Cannonier came out with the win, and after the fight, he let everybody know that, hey, he's broke. He would love to sit back and wait for Adesanya and Robert Whittaker to be done with each other so he could get his title shot. But we have now learned that that fight will not take place until early 2022. And he's like, man, listen, I need to make a check. I'm broke. I need to get in here and fight because I got to get to this money. I don't know if I have the luxury of sitting back and waiting for months on end, 6 months before my next fight. And that sent waves through the MMA community. The conversation about fighter pay became a relevant conversation again. And we're going to have it here today. Jared Cannonier is a top 5 middleweight in the UFC. His base pay and his show bonus is $90,000. There's no way that a fighter of Jared Cannonier's caliber should be making less than $100,000 guaranteed when they walk in the octagon. And $100,000 is still on the low end of what he should be guaranteed, on the very low end. We're talking about someone who was one fight away from a title fight, someone who's been on a hot streak as of late outside of that one loss to Robert Whittaker, the former champion who's about to go fight for the championship again. And he's making $90,000 guaranteed to walk in the octagon, plus whatever incentives he gets for wearing Venom. He won the fight against Kelvin Gastelum. Kelvin Gastelum made $180,000 to show and would have made another $180,000 had he won. So Jared Cannonier saved the company $90,000. Y'all can't cut him a check for half of that? Throw him an extra $45,000 in there? And it makes me wonder, what is Jared Cannonier worth to the competition? If the UFC has decided, hey, you're only worth about $90,000 to walk in the octagon here, what is that caliber of fighter with that ranking and that cachet worth to the competition? What is it worth for him to go to Bellator right now, hop in the middleweight division, and take on Gegard for the title next fight? I guarantee you it's a whole lot more than $90,000 guaranteed. I guarantee you it's more than $180,000 even guaranteed. Because I'm pretty sure Bellator just does guaranteed payouts. You bring Jared Cannonier over there and put him on a pay-per-view with Gegard Mousasi. It is worth more than $180,000 to Bellator to make that fight happen. Easy. And you juxtapose this to Sean O'Malley, who made waves last week when he talked about the fact that, hey, I'm getting paid like a new fighter on the scene. I'm not getting paid like a main event fighter. I'm not getting paid like someone who's a top 5, top 10 fighter. So I shouldn't be out here fighting top 10, top 5 competition. I'm gonna keep fighting these scrubs since I'm getting paid like a scrub. Sean O'Malley makes $70,000 guaranteed. That's $20,000 more than what Jared Cannonier just got paid to take on the number 4 middleweight in the world. For an extra $20,000, you got Jared Cannonier in there against the number 4 middleweight. Meanwhile, someone down at bantamweight is telling you, hey, for these $70,000 guaranteed, it's not even worth it for me to get in there with someone who I'm probably not going to win because I need my win bonus. Everyone felt like Sean O'Malley had a point. Hey, you're getting paid $70,000, man. Stay down there and fight the number 15 guy. So should Jared Cannonier take that approach? Because Israel Adesanya is a hard night out. Of course, if he becomes the middleweight champion, he renegotiates. Israel Adesanya is a hard night out. There is absolutely no guarantee. And if you go sign a new contract to go take on Israel Adesanya, now you have 2 more fights or however many more fights are on your deal before you can get out of it and go renegotiate somewhere else. For a while, I've always kind of agreed with Chael Sonnen that it sucks to see people go out, become the champion, and all of a sudden turn the gun, quote unquote, back on the UFC and say, hey, I'm the champion now. We need to renegotiate. I need a whole lot more money to do this. But now you get it. Now you get it. If you're Jared Cannonier, you're seeing certain people walk out there, make $4, $5, $6, $7 million in one night, $2, $3 million in one night. And even if I win, I'm walking out of here with less than $200,000. And let's not forget, win or lose as a fighter, you have to go and pay your manager. You have to go and pay your training partners. You have to go and pay your coaches and your gym fee. That's win or lose. You got to pay these people. So you get that $90,000. If you take a L, you're looking up, and after you finish busting down everything and paying everybody back, paying your taxes on it, you made $30,000. And when I don't have another payday coming for 3 or 4 months, that $30,000 may not stretch that far. So when I become the champion, all of a sudden, yeah, I don't want to ever feel like that again. I got one fight guaranteed where I have pay-per-view points. Pay me. I got one time while I'm in somewhat of a position of power here in this conversation with the company. Absolutely. Pay me. Forget everything else. Nah, let's talk some real numbers now, because I was getting scraps. I had to work my way to the championship. Now it's time to pay me. I completely get it now. I completely understand where Dustin Poirier is coming from. I don't want to fight for your championship right now, man. That fight, whatever my show money is, I'll make that. Whatever the pay-per-view points is, I'll make that. But I now understand that pay-per-view points is where the bag is. And the pay-per-view points against Nate Diaz is going to be a whole lot more beautiful than the pay-per-view points versus Charles Oliveira. And quite frankly, the pay-per-view points versus Nate Diaz is going to look a whole lot more beautiful than the pay-per-view points against anybody right now in the lightweight division. So yeah, ain't no point in me anchoring myself to having to fight these lightweights that'll be great fights, epic fights, but may not get me the pay-per-view points. For what? I'm going to sit right here at 155 as the baddest motherfucker in the division, and I'm going to just keep calling out who I want to call out. Anybody from 145 to 170 can get it, as long as these points are going to be beautiful, because I'm now a main event fighter. I don't need to be the champion right now. I want to be a main event fighter getting main event pay-per-view points, top of the bill. Let's go. I get it now. I get it. Jared Cannonier opened my eyes to that. I get it. And if I'm Bellator, I'm looking at what happened this past weekend with CM Punk at AEW. CM Punk is someone who the fans absolutely love. And I just watched a video of that applause he got when he came through the curtains. And whoa! If you have not seen this video, take 5 minutes to watch it. And yes, it takes 5 minutes because the building was that loud, would not stop cheering. And this is 5 minutes. We didn't even hear from CM Punk. It's a 4.5 minute video of him walking to the ring and just drinking it in. And it's bone chilling. It is an absolutely bone chilling video. People went bananas. People came out to support. People was like, yo, our guy is back. Someone who we love. He's back. We're going to show the WWE how much we really love this guy as wrestling fans. We love this man, and we're going to show you right now. The moment he comes out here, we're going to let him have it, so you guys can see what you missed out on by not respecting him. If I'm Bellator, I look at that and say, hey, Jared, you make $180,000 to show up and win. We're going to double that. $360,000. Your first fight here is against Gegard, plus the pay-per-view points. And watch how the MMA community comes out to pay for that fight, to show support to that fight, to make sure the UFC says, whoa, you guys had something with Jared Cannonier. You let him go. You let him go. And it's very symbolic. We're going to double that. We're going to double that. Come on over. And all of a sudden, other fighters see, hey, oh, wow, that's what they're doing over there? Now, don't get it twisted. The UFC can turn around and do it right back and then say, all right, you guys want to give Jared Cannonier twice his salary? Hey, Gegard, when you're done over there, come over here to the UFC. We got something for you. We're going to give you the bag. But we saw what happens when they did that with Michael Chandler. That ruffles feathers in the back. And all of a sudden, if I'm at Bellator and I'm a number 4 fighter and you can pluck a top 10 fighter from the UFC, bring him over here, give him a bag, put him in a title fight, you kind of have to get that. If I'm a Bellator fighter and this guy's going to bring this UFC name recognition over here, you kind of have to understand that. But if it's the other way around in UFC, we're the prime time, we're the cream of the crop already, and I'm climbing up the rankings over here, and all of a sudden some guy comes from Bellator, you want to give him twice as what you're paying me or 3 times more than what you're paying me and put him in the title picture, F out of here. I get it. So if I'm Bellator, let's do this. You guys want to mess up your locker room? You guys want to ruffle feathers back there? Let's go. Soon as you're done over there, Cannonier, I got you. We're going to double your salary. We ain't got to talk about it. It's happening. Sugar Sean OMalley, You're making 70 grand to show 140 if you win. Double that. We're going to give you $300,000. We're going to give you $300,000. And if you win your first fight, your next fight will be for the Bantamweight Championship. Let's see how you do with pay-per-view points. You think you're a big ticket? You think that you put butts in the seat? You think that you make people want to tune in to watch you fight? You don't have to climb the ladder over here. You got to win one fight. After that, we're putting you in the Bantamweight Championship fight. If not, putting you in it the moment you come over here. And let's see how it goes. And if fans are like I think they are, they'll support it. The UFC can continue to think that they are kingmakers because they are. But there's something to be said from people leaving your kingdom and going and starting another one elsewhere. And that is it for today. We are done here. Let me know down in the comments if Sugar Sean O'Malley and Jared Cannonier went to Bellator, went to One Championship or any other organization. Would you completely lose interest in watching them fight? Or would you tune in to see what they do in another organization? We are going to be doing 3 videos a week, a much more manageable schedule. 3 videos a week. This is the first. We're going to try to get you 2 more before Sunday. If not this week, starting next week, you can expect one probably every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you again for tuning in to Unsanctioned. Again, we are back off a hiatus. We appreciate the love and support. We will see you soon.